In the last video, we saw how to create avoiding areas to avoid obstacles, like, for example, this tree inside this socializing area. Okay. In this video, we are going to see how to create tables and chairs. Okay. But before that, I'm going to show you what I've been doing. I've been extending this path, going through these tables up to these stairs here. Okay. So let's go here. Let's zoom in here. Just a second, a bit, something like this. Okay. Now I want to populate this table with characters sit on these chairs. Okay. Now the models here are quite simple, but those are what we need to create the simulation. Okay. Remember always that the background model does not have to all the detail you probably will need in the render or the animations, whatever. Okay, you will need something easy to use for this simulation to create characters. Okay, so we are going to, here on the left, we'll just move here. Okay, so it doesn't overlap the path when selecting. Here we have the table tool. This is this button with the little chair icon. We left click on it and we enter the chair creation mode. As you can see, the mouse cursor changes. Okay, and what we need to do is, I suggest you just to put yourself on something from a more top point of view. Okay, now what we need is to specify a point on the surface where we want to create the chair element. Okay, so in this case, this top of this chair. Okay, so I will more or less in the center, is not a problem exactly. We don't have to be precise. Left click and drag. As you can see, this shape is created, and there is also an elastic line. The elastic line indicates the direction towards the character will be facing. So I want to face the character to be facing the table. So this is the actual direction I want to. Okay, so left click and drag. Exactly how we create characters, for example, on the ground. Okay, so and release it, and that's it. The first chair is created. First chair element. Now we keep going. Left click and drag. Okay, left click and drag, and left click and drag, and we have finished. Now, when we want to close to end this mode, right click, and the table element is created. Table element made of seats in this case. Okay, so Alt E to focus to center the selection. Okay, so we have our bounding box, our manipulator. Okay, this is for the all element. This is exactly the same as the socializing area or avoid area. So we need to left click on the icon to select it, and then we have sub elements, which are the seats. Okay, but before going to the seats, let's select this element here and see which properties we have. So on the right in the properties panel, we have the generate button, the minor characters button. Okay, we already know this, but we don't know this button here. That button is to enter the chair creation mode. So we can, for example, add more chairs. Perfectly. We will see this in a moment. Then we have the crowd section. We already know all the options here, so I won't cover this. I won't go into details. And then we have the table properties. We will start from the crowd section because I want to populate this with characters. And I will do the same I've done in previous videos. So we'll select the path where I already have a list of characters here. Right click in an empty space here, copy list of actors. Go back left clicking here in the icon to select the table element, and then right click in this empty list, paste list of actors. Okay, very simple. Actor count, I will keep it at 5. Fill all slots. Well, in this case there are 4 available for seats. Okay, we could, for example, have a situation where we have a bigger table, let's say 10 seats, 10 chairs, and we don't want all the chairs to be filled with characters. So we can choose usually to do this because this option is set to no. This means that only 5 characters will be created. But if we set it to yes, the actor count deactivate, and all the slots will be filled, in this case 4. Okay, I will keep this option to no. I prefer not to generate to fill everything. At the moment we will fill everything because the actor count is more than the number of seats, 5, while the seats are 4. Okay, very simple. Keep position and rotations, okay, and animation phase random to choose, well, the range for the animation offset. Then the table properties. The first option is known, is the motion clip category of motion clips we can assign, and in this case is assigned the chair category. So we go to the library motion clip, and here we have the chair motion clip category. So anima will choose randomly according to the sex of the character, male or female, well, the specific animation. So the second option is new, tall chair. So first of all, we should generate characters. But before generating characters, I want to adjust some of the position and orientation of these seats. Okay, so I just left click on a seat and use the manipulator here to place it a bit. This is okay, something more like this. Okay, I'm just orienting, okay, and using the manipulator to place it better. So as you can see, we don't have to be hyper precise when creating the chairs. We can change their positions later. Okay, so now I can go back, select the table. We'll go to the specific properties of the seats elements in a moment. Okay, so don't worry. Left click here, okay, and then click on generate. So as you can see here, we have these characters in a pose compatible with these chairs. Okay, so as you can see here, I have some of the characters. Sorry, I deselected. Okay, so I have some of the characters here, as you can see, some a bit floating. Okay, this character is toward the table. So what I could do is to select the seat and change it even with the character on top of it. Okay, so we can do something like this. It's a lot better. Okay, now we select the table, and if now that I have characters, I select the table and access to the table properties on the right and set the tall chair to yes, you will see that the feet would go down. Okay, the idea of this is that we have chairs a bit taller, that we could adjust the animations, the pose of the feet and then the legs of our characters according to that. Okay, this is something nice to have. Now we'll keep this to at yes. Now what can we do with this? Well, we can, for example, do several things. Okay, we can change this character. For example, we can select the character, not the seat. Okay, hit delete key, so we keep the seat but not the character, and assign a specific character or actor from the library actors. Let's say this guy here. So left click and drag on top of the element. This is exactly the same for the path, the socializing area, and so on. Okay, so release. Anima asks me, do you want to link this character to that element? Yes. Left click to confirm, and automatically the character will sit here. Okay, the only difference is that this character is a manual character, so this means that we can control it completely. Okay, he doesn't depend on the table. Okay, so what can we do here? Well, let's see what the seats options are. Okay, so escape to deselect. Okay, select the seat now, and here we have the properties. In this case, the chair properties. So we could assign, for example, a specific motion clip. So this means that while the other 3 characters would use the motion clip or category of motion clips set in the table, here in the table properties, when I select, when I assign or generate a character on top of this seat with a different motion clip set, that character, all those characters generated on top of this seat will use this option. not that of the table. Okay, very interesting. Then we have the height offset. Okay, we could decide, for example, an offset in height between the character and the seat element. I won't use this now. Let me show you one more thing. Okay. Now at this moment, we could, for example, keep creating seats here. How can we do this? Very simple. We select this table, and then we left click on this icon here. And then we enter again, as you can see, looking at the mouse cursor, the seat creation mode. Now, what I could do is just to left click and drag, okay, and creating more seats. So this way, right click to close, to end this mode. As you can see, we could extend, add more chairs, more seats to this table element. Now, we could, for example, use one table element to control all the tables. Okay, it's perfectly fine, but I personally prefer not to do this. Okay, I prefer, in this case at least, when the tables are separated, to have different tables. What we could do then, when we have four tables, four table elements, one for each table model, we could group them. Okay, we already saw this in previous videos. So at the moment I wouldn't do this. As you can see, by the way, when you extend or add more seats, the bounding box updates. Okay, so now I will do this. Okay, I will just select this seat, I will hit delete key, and then go back to this element here. Okay, and what I'm going to do is just to copy this element and reuse it here on this other table. I've been positioning my camera more from the top view to being able to easily do this. Okay, so what we can do is just to Control-C, Control-V if you prefer, or right click and then left click on clone. Then this happens. Okay, this appears, and as you can see, you are cloning not just the element, all the seats and the characters. Okay, so what I can do is, as soon as I move my cursor on top of this table, the various seats are, well, placing on top of the chairs. So something like this could be fine. Okay, so left click to confirm, Alt E to center the selection, and then orbiting a bit. Now, something happened here. I have a character sit on the ground. First of all, this is very important for you to understand that it's possible to make a character perfectly sit on the ground. Okay, so imagine you have created a park or in a garden. You want some people around something, doing singing, eating, something like this. Okay, on the ground, perfectly, it's possible. Okay, in this case, however, I don't want this character to overlap the chair model. Okay, so how can I solve this? Well, there are several ways. In this case, also the manual character has been generated. Okay, so if we would like to have here, for example, generated an automatic character, we should, in this case, delete this character and then generate again. Very simple this way. By the way, so here what we could do is just to select all one seat one by one, just adjusting this, and the same thing for these other characters. But what happens with this? Well, very simple. So we just place it here, something like this. Then we use the manipulator, and as you can see, as soon as we move the manipulator vertically, the chair element or seat element snaps to the closest surface. So it's very, very easy to, something like this, and that's it. Another thing we could do is to delete that seat and recreate it again on top of the chair. You decide what to do. Okay, so it's very, very simple and very fast in working. So I will do this. I will just adjust this. Okay, something like this. Okay, and now we are good to go. Sorry. So escape to deselect, and we can keep going and keep creating here. Okay, one important thing is, the last thing I'm going to show you, just I will select this character again, Alt E to get close, okay, and I will select the seat of this character. And then I will use this height offset to move this character, for example, a bit upward. Okay, so let's say 50 centimeters. We are going using meters, so 0.5 is 50 centimeters. Enter, and as you can see, that's it. So what this means is that imagine that for some reason you need to offset your characters on top of the chair elements you have created on the model because you have updated the model, or whatever the reason, you have this option. It's very, very useful. Okay, so I will set it back to 0 at the moment it works, and with this we close to this video. Okay, in the next one we will see more simulation element of anima. See you soon.